It is a microcomputer in small scale. Microcontrollers do not function in isolation. As their name suggests, they are designed to control other devices. So they are like a brain, but they cannot work independently. By connecting a chip, by powering up a chip, you cannot measure the level. You need a sensors. Those sensors should be properly interfaced with this microcontroller. The microcontroller should digitize the level and then it should make a decisions. So it requires additional, what do you say, um, housekeeping circuitry. These are not functional circuitry. When it is for a computer, in order to work, it requires those functional boards, additional functional boards. In microcontroller, those functionalities are there inbuilt. But housekeeping circuitries, getting a signal from a sensor and annunciating certain things to the outside world. For that, we may need an additional components. Mostly, the microcontrollers just act like a brains. They controls every hardware that we have. Clear? So we understood about embedded system. Then we went for what is C. Then why they choose C. Then we also discuss about what is microcontroller. Clear? Shall we move forward? Any doubt up to now? Come on.
Yeah, it's clear, sir.
Here is a difference that I listed here. Microcontroller is not same as microprocessor. A microprocessor is a single chip CPU used within other computer system. Microcontroller itself a single chip computer system. That is the primary difference. Concept of development platform and target platform. When you go to software development industry, they use this term very frequently: development platform, target platform. If you are very new to industry, you will confuse what is meant by development, what is meant by target. Target platform is the platform in which the finished program will be run, and development platform is a platform in which the program is developed, edited, and the executable is created. Let us say I want to create this level measuring and annunciating program using PIC controller. For that, what I will do? Will I do the program directly in the chip? Is that possible? No. What I will do? I will get a integrated development environment from microchip, and then I will write a program in laptop or PC. Right? After developing that in the IDE, I will compile it using C compiler from microchip. Then I will get an X value, the X file. I will flash that file to PIC microcontroller using a flasher. Right. Right. Here, the laptop in which I developed the program for my microcontroller, no, that is called as development platform. Like I developed a program for what? For what application or for what controller, that is called as target platform. The target in which it is going to run. Right. So that is the difference. Some people will confuse this when they enter in the industry. Please clear on that. Right. You have to be clear with that one. Component of microcontroller. If you take a microcontroller, it used to have different things. Among them, central processing unit is the first one, which will do your arithmetic logic operations, the memory accessings, those sort of things. Right? So it is a processing, it is a processor, right? Like we have a microprocessor, it is having a processing unit which does all processing stuff. Then we have a read-only memory. In
Are you engineering graduate who want to kickstart your profession in automotive domain? Are automotive professional who want to switch your job to interesting positions with higher packages? Are you professional who look to work for great automotive OEM? Are you software professional who look for automotive job in Germany, France, UK, and US? Not sure about where to start? Then contact Yahasia Software for more details. They have nearly 20 years experience in corporate training and helped many professionals to achieve their dream job in automotive domain. They have students across 67 countries. They are conducting regular training on various topics. Automotive system testing using Python and embedded C for automotive are trending courses from them. Hence, to make your dream true, contact them now using 875-451-8745.
Microprocessor, we won't have this. No microprocessor will have a inbuilt ROM. But microcontroller, we used to have a read-only memory. Sometime it will be EEPROM, sometime it is flash. But it is a permanent memory. There only the command instructions for that controller will be stored in the form of zeros and ones. At the end of the day, all our program that we write will be converted into zeros and one. No, we have to store that instruction somewhere in that embedded system. Then only we can execute it when the power is up. Right. Those are stored in this memory only, read-only memory. Next, we have a random access memory. It has a different term in microcontroller. They used to call it as data memory. The previous one that I told, that is called as program memory. They have a different name for it. They won't call it as ROM in microcontroller. They used to call this as program memory, and this is data memory. So this data memory or random access memory will store all the inputs that it receives from different sensor or keyboard or whatever thing that will be stored here. Whatever the configuration that you do, that will be stored here and will be used while the program is running. So this is just like a temporary storage. Moment you remove the power from that embedded system, this will become blank. As it happens in computer, it will become blank. It will lose all the settings that you did. So, but the program that you stored in the ROM or program memory will not be erased. That will be there. Moment you power it up again, it will start running from the address 0. That is the very first address in the program memory. So it will start running the program again every time when you connect the power to microcontroller. Clear? And then along with this, it also, every microcontroller will have lot of input output pins, general purpose input outputs, right? These output pins are used to send the control signal. Your control signal can be a single state or a PWM signal or a clock signal. It can be anything, right? Using those pin, using some of those pin, you can receive inputs, digital inputs. Using some of those pins, you can transmit output to the external world, right? Next, in these microcontroller, we also have a peripherals called timers. These were hardware timers. They are not software one. These are not timer that we create in CAPL programming. Right now, set timer we generate now. It is not like that. These were implemented in circuitry. You can enable them. You can load them. You can start them. When they expire, they can generate interrupts. when there is a overflow, you can run a piece of code using a timer interrupts. Those things are possible. So these timers act like a clock, can be used as a clock to create time delays, to run your process in different time interval. Right? They are used for those purpose. Every microcontroller will have at least one or two timers.